Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Marcy, and today I'm making a wonderful viewer recipe for Mexican cornbread. I think you're really going to enjoy it, and you're definitely going to appreciate the sentiment behind it. This recipe was sent in by Robert Gutierrez of Mesa, Arizona, who sadly lost his mother this past June. His mother, Lupe, he says, was a wonderful cook, and she used to watch my channel all the time. In fact, they would watch together, and she tried many of my recipes, but this recipe is one of her signature recipes. Robert said it was one of his favorites growing up, so he asked if I would share it with all of you in honor of his mother. And whenever you see a handwritten recipe that is tattered and covered in grease stains that you know have been there for many years, you know it's a good recipe. So I'm happy to keep his mother's memory alive today. Here's what you're going to need. 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of lard. Now, I've made cornbread enough times to know that if you don't want to use lard, you can use butter, you can use shortening, you can use vegetable oil. Use whatever you like, but again, I'm going to honor her recipe and make it the way she did. You'll also need 3 tablespoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, 1 cup of cottage cheese, 1 14-ounce can of creamed corn, half a pound of yellow cheese, the yellow cheese of your choice. I'm using cheddar cheese. And then her recipe calls for 2 cans of green chili. Now, she didn't say what size cans, so I'm willing to bet that it's these. I believe they are 4 ounces, because this is an old recipe, and for many years the only way that you could find green chili was in a little can like this. So I'm willing to bet that it's 2 4-ounce cans of green chili. Now, I'm going to use my regular hatch chili that I pulled out from the freezer, so that's the only difference that I'm going to be making. But this is going to come together very quickly, so let's go ahead and get started.
First things first, I preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Then I'm going to mix together all my dry ingredients in a large bowl. I measure out a cup of the cornmeal, followed by a cup of flour. I add in the baking powder and the salt, and I give it all a quick mix. Next, I'm going to cut in the fat. You can use a fork or a pastry cutter for this. Just break it up into smaller pieces, combining it with the dry ingredients until you're left with sort of a crumbly mixture. This looks about right. Then we can start adding the wet ingredients.
Now, if you notice the recipe card, Lupe had an arrow from the egg pointing to the milk, and then it says mix. So I think what you're supposed to do is mix the egg with the milk before you add it to the dry ingredients. So what I'm gonna do is just crack my egg directly in here. Hopefully it'll fit. I'll give it a quick whisk and then add it.
Now I can pour that milky mixture into the dry ingredients. I follow that with the cottage cheese, the can of creamed corn, the green chili, and the shredded cheese.
Now we mix. Don't you just love a recipe like this?
Once everything is fully combined, I'm going to pour this beautiful batter into a 9 by 13 inch baking pan that's already been greased. Then I use a spatula to spread it out evenly on the top. And into the oven it goes to bake for 45 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. When you take it out of the oven, let it cool for at least 10 minutes before serving. This will give it time to set. I like to cut it into 12 squares for 12 individual servings. To make them equal in size, I first make 2 slices lengthwise, a third of the way each. Then, in the opposite direction, I cut it down the middle . And then I cut each of those halves in half.
Well, I am so ready to try Lupe's Mexican cornbread. If it tastes anything like it looks, I think we've got a winning recipe here. Looks nice and moist. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that is so good. It is so similar to my New Mexican spoon bread, which I of course love, although this one has the addition of flour and also the cottage cheese, which I think is a nice addition. This really is good. I can picture this with a bowl of stew or chili and it'd be wonderful. I hope that you all try this. And Robert, I hope that I did justice to your precious mama's recipe. I am so sorry for your loss, but just the fact that you wanted to honor her by sharing her recipe tells me that you were a wonderful son to her, and I'm sure you were a tremendous source of joy to her. And this really is a reminder to all of us to just really treasure our mamas if we're fortunate enough to still have them. And if not, the best way that we can honor them is to just live a good life, a life that would make them proud. It's not about your job title or your accomplishments, but about having good character. And that's what a true mama wants for her children. Anyway, thanks again for this recipe, and thank you all for watching.
If you like this video, please let me know in the comments, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel for more recipes like this. I also invite you to follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.